In 1974, a trusted but perverted family friend took a 12-year-old girl horseback riding, but instead drugged her and drove her to Mexico. He told her aliens had chosen her for a secret mission, that she had to bear his child to save a dying planet. While her parents stalled and believed his lies, the FBI traced a call and brought her home. He pled guilty to kidnapping, but served just 10 days in jail. After the slap on the wrist, he took the girl again, this time hiding her under a false name at a boarding school. He kept the alien mission alive, manipulated her parents, and even threatened to burn their lives down if they fought back. When she finally broke free, new charges followed, but once again, he avoided real prison time. And years later, another child would come forward with the same story. This is the story of Jan Broberg. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. Have you ever said to yourself, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, we can't get fooled again? Stick around. Apparently, that is not exactly true. This is Necronomipod. So we were over the weekend at a fabulous Daytona 500 race party at Mike Namapod's house. Tremendous spread, excellent company, good time. But at one point before the race, we're sitting around. I said, what is that scent? It smells delightful down here, which led into probably a 10, 15-minute discussion on candles and scents at Bath and Body Works. And I'm like, if only everyone could see us now. This is what we actually do in our spare time. Sit around and discuss candles and fragrances. So
I know as soon as I saw it, that it was Book Loft, I'm like, oh yeah, I have that in my office. Like that's the scent that's going on in where I record at home.
Really excited about it. I always forget what they're called. And then Dave, your wife always has to remind me. I have like a wallflower plugged in at like the start of like the right by the basement steps. So when you come down, it's a fresh smell. Mm-hmm. And people were asking what that one was. And then I also had the candle that I had forgotten to lit that I knew Ian liked Book Loft. Yeah. And I had never had it before. So I was like, well, that sounds like something I would love. So we had that going too over at the bar. Mm.
What was the one in the wallflower? I forget what was that.
Coffee and whiskey.
Coffee and whiskey,
yeah.
Which I found a candle in my closet today. And that was what was burning in my office today. So.
It's a good one. Yeah, that's a top 5 for me.
I found a bourbon one too, so that's on deck after coffee and whiskey burns itself out.
Not quite the 1970s backstage at a rock concert type atmosphere like people probably expect.
Not so much.
We were literally comparing Bath and Body Works scents.
Yeah, and I was super high and hadn't even like said anything in a really long time. I was just watching the race. I heard because. Hanging out with us is definitely not what people would imagine it is.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I hadn't said a word in like fucking 20 minutes, just staring at the TV.
Ears perked up in your Book Loft.
Wait a minute, book? Did you say Book Loft?
Yeah, all the scents going, depending on what side of the basement you were on. But yeah, I like the coffee and whiskey too. Good.
It's delightful.
Mm-hmm.
Good race.
It was.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know if you were asking me. Sorry.
No, I was stating emphatically. I thought it was a good race.
Yeah.
Exciting finish.
Hey, no rain delay. That's a win.
No rain? I've never experienced that.
I am not sure that's even an exaggeration. I don't think you've ever been over when there hasn't been a rain delay.
Never.
So in Central Florida, it rains every 2 hours there. We just happen to get lucky.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was over really early.
It was like still daylight.
Yeah.
Which doesn't ever happen.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Good times. What else is new? Anything else fun, exciting? People have been waiting for the story tonight.
I've been waiting for it.
This is one that every now and then will pop up in the recommendations and the requests.
Oh, really?
People want to hear this one.
All
yeah.
right.
We use the meme amongst ourselves quite frequently.
All the time. So much so that when I rewatched the documentary today in preparation, and it was a mind fuck seeing that guy actually move and talk, because I'm just so used to the fucking meme of him shrugging that I was like, whoa, like this is like art comes to life.
It's alive.
It really fucking threw me off. And like seeing his teeth and like him smile and cry, all of the things. And for some reason go like this with his hands. Oh, coming.
This is an interesting man.
I want to say about myself before we even get into this story that like there's a sexual assault, right? Like it's super, super bad with that, but I'm going to laugh a lot. Like it's really hard for me not to laugh with some of the antics with the family, you know? So I don't want to come off like I'm being super insensitive, but it's really not hard to laugh at some of this stuff.
It's just mistake after mistake after mistake after gullible after gullible after gullible. Yeah.
There's no other way to describe it. Yeah, exactly.
Like just shockingly stupid.
I hope you have your clip ready, Dave. But wait, there's more.
It's a good one.
Because that's relevant about 150 times in this thing.
Oh, I got some clips ready.
I felt like I told you this in the text earlier in our thread, but like I felt like watching the documentary, I could see the exact moment where he did the shrug, the meme.
Yes, when he's talking about giving an old handy.
Yeah.
Give him some relief. Needed relief.
Sorry, spoiler alert for those of you that don't know the story.
Yeah.
I think at this point, everybody's seen that document. If I've seen it, everybody has seen it.
That's a good point.
What a world is a good saying for this story.
To hold that over and over again.
Yeah.
Look, I would question the IQ of these parents, honestly.
There are so many points where you wouldn't be out of line to do that.
I think there's a serious lack of brain power happening here.
Or like maybe some crazy mental illness. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our show. We've given our thoughts. Go watch the documentary.
Jan Broberg was born on July 31st, 1962, and she grew up in Pocatello, Idaho, in a family that from the outside looked steady and put together. Bob and Mary Ann Broberg were raising their kids in a church-centered community where people trusted each other. Mary Ann later described it as the kind of neighborhood where people didn't lock their doors. And before all of this stuff happened, Jan described her childhood as normal and loving. She grew up with two sisters, Karen and Susan. In June 1972, Robert, B is his nickname, Berchtold, and his wife, Gail, came into their orbit through church. Mary Ann later described noticing a family she didn't recognize during services, and that's where the introduction started. They, small talk, kids hanging out with each other, and eventually that turned, the Berchtolds had a big family of their own, and so the kids started hanging out. And Jan later said Robert first noticed her after he saw her sing at church. And then not long after that, the Brobergs invited the Berchtolds over. And it didn't take long before it felt like the two families were spending time together constantly. Robert didn't attach himself to only Jan. The family talks about in the documentary that they noticed it early on and they were kind of annoyed by it at first, like weirded out by it.
Yeah.
No, that would be the end of it for a normal person. Like if I met one of you guys, the family came over and you were overly attentive to my daughter, I would throw you out of my fucking house and you would never see her again.
But I think that's why he's saying he attached himself to like everybody in a way to like mask it at first. And to, again, I'm talking from their standpoint.
Yeah.
We're speaking rationally, obviously.
Right.
But like they were saying, oh, he's just this most loving, family-friendly guy. We all just find him so charming.
We'll see later on, like they're not the first family that he's attempted to do what he is doing to. So it's like a con man thing, I guess. They just try until
you find that one family that it works with.
The one thing about pedophiles is they're pretty persistent. You know what I mean? Like they try hard to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't attach himself only to Jan. He attached himself to everybody. Jan later described it as a, quote, best friend for everyone situation. Between the two families, there was a best friend for each person. And some of the Broberg's happiest memories from those years were tied to time spent with the Berchtolds. But like outside of the kids all having like another friend and like everybody being able to pair up, Robert made himself a constant presence. It's not someone that you saw just like once a week. He was coming over every day and made it routine to come over at night to talk and play games. Got to the point where he kind of didn't feel like company anymore. Felt like he lived there. Like he played with the kids. Like he's like the fun dad. And all of that is, or the most of it is centered on Jan.
Even then, if I'm Bob, I'm like, all right, dude, the fuck out.
See you later.
Yeah.
The warning signs are everywhere.
Yeah, I know that's the thing about this whole story and like the documentary is me and my wife were watching it and she was saying that she doesn't understand. I'm like, it just wouldn't happen. Like it would have stopped 2 paragraphs ago.
Yeah. I would have been annoyed by you on the first visit and that would have been the end of it.
Yeah. This is the hardest episode ever to relate to.
I would agree.
Yeah. Well, as soon as you said they met at church, I was out. We were all out. Like, well, that's okay.
No good comes of that.
But a lot of times with outlines, I try to put myself in people's shoes, like really try to think about it and be like, okay, like, can I see like what this person was thinking or what? And I just cannot.
So you had an easier time like putting yourself in Michael Jackson's shoes, like with the children. Like you were good with that one?
I mean, I wasn't good with it.
I can see how he likes the booty hole.
No. Why is he here? Like nobody summoned him. It's an episode about child molestation, so he's automatically gets to sit in on every episode.
I'm an SME, subject matter expert.
I was talking about victims because technically they're victims, right? They're all,
yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Well, Jan, 100%.
Well, Jan, but I guess, I mean, technically the family, he preyed on everybody, but
it's just, like you said, it's hard to connect with that one.
Yeah.
But for
I'm not
Jan,
talking to connect with like Robert Berchtold.
I didn't take it that way.
No, he did with bringing up Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson took it that way.
Right.
Don't worry, B's up here with me. We're waiting on Macaulay Culkin to die.
B.
He's coming. Me and B. Buddy film.
Oh, God.
Booty hole and B. Booty hole brothers.
Jan wrote about this stuff a lot in her diary, like really specific stuff, like one on April 9th, 1973. She wrote, quote, "Today I am sick. Brother B brought me over a cute paint set and some sampler chocolates."
Thanks.
But you can see like how her diaries had a ton of this kind of stuff in it.
I believe the term is grooming.
Yeah.
Right in front of everyone. Right out in the open.
Robert also started building a private world with Jan centered on UFOs. It was constant conditioning. Jan later said he would bring over the newspaper, like if it had a UFO story, point it out just again and again. Then he started taking them to science fiction movies, and UFO stuff became like one more special, you know, like this is a me and you thing.
Yeah.
Feeding her. In the science fiction movies, like very pushy about it. Like, dude, why do you want to go see science fiction movies so bad?
Hey, this is what Marvin was doing to me. Fuck.
So as all this stuff's going on and he's getting more and more private access to Jan, like to the point where he's like built a wall in her bedroom. She shared a bedroom with her sister, and he decided she needed more privacy. So he put a B.
Yeah. Not Bob, the dad.
Yeah, not
B.
Bob B. Put a wall up. Like
Divided the room in half.
Yeah.
Well, in the documentary, the sisters say that they had hinted at wanting their own rooms, and he just grabbed onto that and almost then just like forced the issue Like, oh, well, then you'll get your own rooms.
Yeah, like someone probably casually mentioned it one day, and he.
Yeah.
Oh.
And again, crickets from the parents.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, B. Sure.
That stuff then bled into the parents making decisions that I just further don't understand. Bob later described 2 sexual incidents that Robert pushed him into. These were hand jobs, to be specific.
Quote, relief.
Yeah, that's how, in Bob's telling, they were in a car, like parked, and B said he needed relief. Like he wasn't, getting laid at home.
Yeah.
I could see that he was sexually aroused.
That is actually an actual clip. That is not us fucking around. That is an actual clip.
Can you give me some relief? Can you give me some relief?
That's a good one. You have to hold out on that one. As friends do.
Mm-hmm. This is kid stuff. It's guy stuff. It's stupid guy
Just
stuff.
locker room talk, right?
So he jerked the guy off. He jerked off B.
There's nothing wrong with 2 dudes jerking each other off.
Have at it. But
You know what I mean? It's just the context of what's happening here, because he's
manipulating everyone.
right. This is all manipulation. Like he doesn't really want a hand job from.
Well, I think
Bob.
we'll find out it's blackmail material for later.
Yeah, it comes back around.
Partially.
I was dumb enough to reach over and relieve him in an act of masturbation.
And that's where the meme came from.
That's it.
Can you give me some relief?
Are you trying to drive me crazy?
That's like a new stop the damn match.
That's the same cadence there.
Can you give me some relief?
Are you trying to drive me crazy?
Yeah. Just manipulating the whole family.
Yeah.
So he was very upset about it. Felt bad. But
He said he felt bad because he betrayed his wife.
yeah.
Meanwhile, we'll get to that.
And with Mary Ann, Robert did it differently. He called her all the time and told her how much he loved her. He told her stuff like they could have a great life together if she got divorced and left Bob. And he pushed her into meeting him alone. And one of those places was a motorhome that he owned. Meeting after they got off work, sitting there talking, and like would put his hand on her leg, that kind of shit. And then
He's stealing my moves.
yeah, that moves into kissing, and then
She calls it necking.
yeah,
But she stopped it there too. For now.
yeah.
And
For
felt
now.
bad about it.
No.
Allegedly.
There was no relief that day.
No relief.
Can you give me some relief?
She fucking probably gave B all the blue balls, and then fucking Bob relieved him. He relieved the blue balls that his wife created.
That might be it.
Mr. Berchtold was very knowledgeable in the sexual field.
What does that even mean? Like, how do you know that, first of all?
He told him all about it.
I guess so, while he was jerking him off.
Yeah, Bob, be here. I'm very knowledgeable in the sexual field.
Can you give me some relief?
So on the afternoon of October 17th, 1974, Robert called Mary Ann and said that he wanted to take Jan horseback riding down in American Falls. Mary Ann hesitated at first. Jan had school. She had piano. It was a school night. Like, they should do this another day. Robert immediately adjusted. He offered to pick Jan up from her piano lesson and take her straight out. Jan begged. She really wanted to go. So finally, Mary Ann agreed. But she told Robert he had to have her back before Bob got home from dinner. And Robert promised that he would. Robert picked Jan up from her piano lesson, and then he told her that he had brought allergy pills. He told her to take one before they went to see the horses, and this was because of hay and dust. Jan took it, and that was the last clear moment that she had. She said that she must have passed out pretty fast because she had no recollection of the drive, no recollection of getting to the stables, nothing.
Is that how roofies work, Mike? I'm not really familiar with the practical applications.
Last time I was roofied, it hit me pretty hard.
Okay.
So,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
I think so. I woke up 4 days later in Tijuana.
Yeah.
Had a great time after that.
Of course you
but
did.
Don't know how I got there.
Donkey show.
Yeah, but it's weird when you're the one on stage.
Well, it's a little different, but sure.
Different experience.
Hee-haw.
Can you give me some relief?
Hee-haw.
This guy.
When Jan woke up again, she was in the back of a motorhome. She was coming in and out of a deep sleep. She was confused, drugged, and strapped down. And right next to her pillow, she could see a small box. She later described it as a white intercom-looking box. And the box started talking. Quote, "Female companion, you have been chosen. It's time for your mission to begin." That voice coming out of that intercom was Robert's like main tool here, his main weapon. This was his setup. He used that box in the recording to make it feel like these aliens, like a higher authority was speaking. And then he was going to step into the role of being the interpreter and the partner in this story. Jan immediately said that she thought that she was abducted by a UFO. So all that conditioning worked.
She was, 12 years old at this point, right?
Yeah.
Just to put it in perspective. Like, so she doesn't know what the fuck's going on. She's still probably half coming out of the pills she was given.
Yep.
That's what I was trying to explain earlier. It was like I was going to laugh about the hand job. It's just inevitable. I'm going to laugh about it, but then it gets
Everything-
serious.
Everything related to Jan is the worst of the
It's
worst. It's
vile.
horrible. He's just fucking raping this poor kid. Yeah. That part's not so entertaining.
The mission story that he told her was that she was half alien, that she had been chosen, and that she was to have a child by the time she turned 16. That child was supposedly going to save an alien planet, and the male companion was waiting for her at the front of the motorhome. And when she went forward, the male companion was Robert.
I wish I would have thought of this.
Watch Square One, pal, then get back to me. You haven't even done that yet.
He's a genius.
This is what I was saying earlier about
Yeah,
pedophiles, man. They go all in. He had like cuts on him and shit, like made it seem like he was hurt. And he told her this story about a white light coming down from the sky and taking them. He made it feel like they were both caught up in the same event. Jan also described rules and punishments that were built into the story. Like if she told the wrong people, the consequences would be immediate. He also threw in, like on top of that kind of fear, that there was a backup plan for her younger sister, where the vibe of it's like, if you can't do this, meaning have a baby at 16 years old, or by the time you're 16 years old, the aliens would take one of her sisters instead.
So just kind of threatening her further.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if you don't do it, then your sister's going to get hurt.
While Jan was gone, the Broberg's response wasn't an immediate call the police right now kind of thing.
Of course it wasn't. Why would it be?
This whole part was extremely frustrating watching this again.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about just how like laissez-faire they were with all of it. Just like, no, it's just your fucking daughter is gone.
She's 12.
But they didn't want to bother people.
Yeah.
Around 9 o'clock that night, that's when Robert's wife, Gail, came over looking worried and was trying to reassure them that Robert and Jan would be back soon. Marianne brought up calling the police, but Gail pushed back hard on that. Like, don't do anything. They'll be back any minute. It's not ever clear how much Gail knew, if she knew, like what exactly, but she talked them into waiting and they listened.
No, of course. If Gail doesn't want us to call the police,
Yeah.
certainly not going to do that.
This is where I feel like we're like starting to get in maybe the realm of like this whole got to cover things up for the religious aspect, because they're all very, very church oriented people.
They're all Mormons. This is Mormon stuff. Yeah. And I will say again that when you raise your kids with nonsense like that, it makes it all that much easier for someone to tell them stories like this because you're raising them to believe that nonsense is real to begin with. So this is not that much of a stretch, in my opinion.
Like if my daughter, if this was, she would be like, "Well, you fucking idiot."
Yeah.
With the intercom thing.
Of course.
Then also fuck Gail.
Fuck her.
She's a problem here.
Big problem.
She's a real big
She's a
problem.
wingman.
I think she is.
To some
actually.
degree.
I think she is. And I think she might,
Or wing person.
wing woman.
Wing woman.
Fuck you, Gail. You spell your name stupidly.
That's how Gail Weather spells it in Scream, isn't it? I think the same.
Is that not how you normally? Is it Gayle normally?
I mean, I like that way better,
Okay.
but I'm just looking at anything to just fucking throw at her. And when you said Gail Weathers, I didn't know who that was. I thought you were talking about like a porn star or something.
Oh, no, I'm talking about...
Gail Weathers is also a horrible porn star name. Fucking, today you're going to be dicking down Gail. Like, nah, I pass.
Gale Storm. That would be better.
I'll go see Bob. He'll give me some relief.
Can you give me some relief?
Better you than Gail, Bob.
Friday came and went, and they still didn't call. Jan wasn't home, but the family kept stalling, treating it like there was some other explanation for this that didn't involve a crime. Finally, 2 days after Jan was gone, Mary Ann made the call. This is very fucking confusing to me. I don't understand this for a second, but she called the FBI, which the issue is that the FBI was closed for the weekend. So she was given the number to call in an emergency, like an FBI field office that would take emergency calls, but she chose not to do it. She decided that she didn't want to bother anybody.
Oh dear, I don't want to cause a hullabaloo.
And then the next day, she called again. So here's my thing that I just cannot fucking figure out. Why would you call the FBI instead of your police department? I cannot figure that out.
I don't know. Maybe Gail told her to.
Man, maybe. I don't know. That just seems really fucking weird.
It's all weird. Every decision they made is fucking weird.
It's like someone just dropped them here on Earth and they didn't understand how anything worked.
Yeah.
They couldn't
like Men in
function
Black
properly.
esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain the mom the most in this situation, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's quite odd.
Yeah. But once the FBI got involved in a search, started pretty fast and went beyond Idaho because nobody knew if Robert had gone into Canada or went to Mexico. And for weeks, there was no sign of Jan or Robert. Then Robert reached out to his brother, Joe, and dragged him into this whole thing as a middleman. Joe called the Brobergs, which Joe is, he's an interesting
He's
dude.
a problem too, Joe. Everyone in this whole
is the
story
brother,
is a
right?
problem.
Okay. Sorry, I was looking ahead at something. He is a fucking character.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, he's a pedophile. Why the fuck didn't you tell anyone, Joe? Like, what are you doing over there? He seems to mean well in other points, but like, you probably could have stopped a lot of this if you just would have spoke the fuck up.
Might have gave some early warning, Joe.
Joe looks like the exact kind of guy who goes into the gas station and buys like the pounder 6-pack of Busch Light and a pack of non-filter cigarettes.
Yes, and some lottery tickets.
Scratchers for sure. And then stands there at the counter holding up the line, scratching them. Doesn't even have the decency to sidestep. Just as he doesn't have the decency to alert people that his brother is a fucking pedophile. His words. I knew my brother was a pedophile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then, Joe, come on.
Now he's the middleman.
It seemed like he was upset by it. I don't think he condoned it.
No.
He just did nothing to stop it.
Yeah, he wasn't in on it or...
He wasn't wingman like fucking Gail.
Yeah, no. So Joe called the Brobergs and delivered Robert's message. They, meaning Robert and Jan, wanted to come home, but Robert couldn't come back unless the Brobergs gave written permission for him to marry Jan in the United States. The way it was framed was that Robert and Jan already got married in Mexico, but it wasn't legal back in the United States. So they needed the parents to sign off on a U.S. marriage. And that's legit. He did take her and got married. The age of consent in Mexico at the time was 12 years old.
Yeah, that's nice.
It has since been raised to 18.
That's nice.
That's a fucking weird thing too, man. How are you marrying a 12-year-old? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're fucking raising a 12-year-old. You're not marrying a 12-year-old. Like, what are you talking about?
Things used to be a lot different 100, 200 years ago.
This wasn't that long ago.
I know, but I'm just saying.
This was the 70s.
But just laws don't change like that out in rural places, and it's just what's still in the books.
Like, yeah, if you're in Mexico and you see this guy walk in with a 12-year-old, you're not thinking they're in love, right? Like, he's a fucking pedophile.
Yeah.
Well, he married him anyway. Someone did.
Like, she needs to be raised by a dad, not fucking married to anybody.
Right.
It's fucking crazy.
Right.
Bob and Marianne didn't give permission, but Marianne also didn't, they didn't cut off contact because at this point the FBI is involved. So, they want to keep this line open long enough to, be able to get a location, something like that. The FBI tapped Joe's phone, Joe being Robert's brother. And they also tapped the Broberg's home line. So the next contacts could be, like I said, get, something traced, something like that. The next time Robert called, he just said that he was in Mazatlan, Mexico. Agents traced the call to where he was staying, which was a hotel. And after that, the United States coordinated with Mexico to move in on him. Jan later described it as the Mexican police came to the motorhome and kicked the door down, crammed them into a small vehicle, and took them to a Mexican prison. She said that she could see Robert in the rearview mirror looking at her like, super scared.
Yeah.
Which he fucking should be.
You're going to a Mexican prison, pal.
Yeah. But even after they were in custody, Robert kept pushing this shit along. At one point, Jan was led down into a lower level of the prison to Robert's cell. She said Robert had bribed a guard with a gold ring so he could talk to her. And he gave her instructions. You got to tell your parents that I brought you on a vacation and I made a mistake. It took you too far away. And I didn't tell anybody I should have. And then he pushed the mission rules again. He told her there were things that she couldn't talk about. Like what happened, what the mission was, the stuff the aliens were saying through the box. Jan described it as needing to keep the secret so the mission could be completed.
We glossed over it before, but he was having sex with her, like weird stuff though, where she said like he would only put 1 inch in and all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like just gross. So he was raping her the whole time.
Yeah, she gets into that in detail in the documentary, and it's tough to listen to.
Great.
Yeah. Real rough.
He's fucking 12.
Yeah.
About 5 weeks after the kidnapping began, Bob and Marianne traveled down to Mexico and got Jan. They flew back to the United States with her, but she said that they seemed different. Physically home, but very distant. This is a part in the documentary where Bob, her father's talking about her, that she's very distant. Her sisters are, which makes complete sense. She was just like
Raped for a month
kidnapped
by some
right.
psychopath. Yeah.
But then the mom, and then it cuts to the mom, and she's like, she's fine. There's nothing wrong with her.
Okay.
Mom was smitten with Bob still, right? Not Bob. I'm sorry.
B.
Can you give me some relief?
The mom is the heel of this story. Among a lot of the heels, she's
B number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Marianne and Gail are Marianne 2, Gail 3 in my mind.
Yeah.
Maybe Joe 4th. It's because he didn't fucking speak up
Yeah.
and laughed about it.
He did laugh about it. Son of a bitch. Well, I'm laughing about it too. So
Well, we're not laughing about that.
no, but he's a character. You can tell.
I'm sure he could tell a couple of jokes that would make me laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Jokes that I would never want publicly said.
Yeah. After they got home, Bob and Marianne asked Mexican authorities to annul the Mexican marriage And Jan was taken to a doctor for an exam that incorrectly concluded that she hadn't been sexually abused. So that doctor was not good at their job.
Mm.
And she's keeping this quiet because she's under the impression that this whole alien thing, like she is fully in on
She
that.
kayfabing like she was told to.
Yeah.
She thinks she's going to save the world. Imagine putting that on a kid like that.
That was the part in the documentary, like, because right before that part was the hand job, so I was like laughing and shit. But then I got to that where he was like going into this whole show and this thing of like faking this alien stuff. I got really fucking irritated because I try to put myself in like that position. Like, what if I was a fly on the wall watching that play out? They just want to grab him by his fucking neck and be like, dude, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
This guy should have got his fucking ass whooped badly 100 times by now.
Yeah.
You're fucking that girl's mind up forever with that kind of bullshit.
Right.
I'm going to Seth Rollins curb stomp him.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. Meanwhile, while that stuff was going on, Robert was eventually brought back to the United States to face the legal process on the American side, which we'll get into in a minute. One of the things law enforcement, specifically the FBI, told the Brobergs was to cut the Berchtolds off completely. Do not talk to Gail. Don't talk to Robert. Don't let your kids play with their kids.
The fact that you even need to be told this defies, all logic, but okay.
The FBI agents probably just have their like head in their hands and they're just like, look, you need to stop talking to this family.
Yeah, you can tell the FBI agent in the documentary is not happy about any
he's
of this.
beside himself. He can't comprehend this at all.
He did a good job of keeping it together. Like he didn't outright trash him,
No.
but you could tell he's like, help us help you.
Right.
Yeah.
Motherfuck, your girl has been missing for weeks. And then you're just going on with your life.
Yeah. Because they didn't listen. Gail was still around. They kept letting her show up and insert herself into their lives, acting worried. Like she was trying to help. The Brobergs didn't stop her, and Jan wasn't saying anything, right? So she was defending Robert.
She's doing the plan, going along with the plan.
Right. Which I guess makes it, or seems to have made it easier for the Brobergs to put their head in the sand more.
I suppose.
I don't.
Well, the doctor told him she wasn't abused. She's not claiming that. So, yeah. But still.
But knowing what we know.
He took her
To Mexico.
Yeah.
and got married to her. Like they know the marriage thing.
Right.
And Joe tried to facilitate him coming back.
The reentry program.
The reentry program. It's just baffling. Baffling.
It's just bad planning, I would say.
Thanks, Michael.
Gotta have a plan. Logistics, all about logistics. And booty holes. Logistics and booty holes. It's my new play I'm writing.
Writing a play in hell.
Hey, I'm not there. I'm in a good place. The children.
Then there was legal pressure and social pressure started ramping up on the Brobergs. Robert's attorney contacted Bob and Marianne and tried to steer things toward a quiet resolution. Like Jan wouldn't have to testify, this could all go away, and the family could keep this private. Alongside that, the Brobergs said that they were warned if they didn't cooperate, it could turn into a situation where their kids might be taken from them.
Who's telling him that?
I know I wrote it later somewhere in this fucking outline, but this is all stemming from this hand job thing, and all these fucking assholes appear to think that it's illegal to be gay or something, or like you could have your kids taken away from you.
Well, look, in the 70s in Utah,
Is that possible?
might be a credible threat, sure.
Or Idaho.
Okay.
Idaho, though. Or in Idaho. You said Utah.
I thought they're in Utah. Wait, Idaho?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Idaho.
Bob is terrified that that's going to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that'll play in here real soon.
I was dumb enough to reach over and relieve him in an act of masturbation.
We know. Stop telling us.
Well, I didn't know that it was like a legit, like that could be a legit worry. I mean, I'm not like I know it's very difficult for gay people. Like I'm not trying to minimize things.
I think it could make legal problems for you, probably.
Okay.
In 1970s Idaho, I could see that as a valid threat. Sure.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking of it in today's terms.
Yeah. Well, sure.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I understand.
They also never said anything about legal. It was just more that would come out that it happened that they were afraid of too, which could also just be then their personal beliefs about how that would be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, right. Just the embarrassment in the community stuff.
But at the same time, like, take the fucking bullet. It's just your daughter.
You got to do what you got to do. Who knows? Maybe word would get out and that his technique was good and he would get, he could give handies all over town.
Bob, the handyman.
Yes.
It could be.
I'm a good handyman, so I got a Carhartt. I'll come fix your house. I know how to use a hammer. A claw hammer. I know what a claw hammer is. I'm not some idiot who doesn't know what a claw hammer is.
And you got good two-handed technique, so.
Well, that's just weird, Dave. Two-hand technique on a hammer just makes you look like a beta. You saw that Chase Elliott flag I had hung up in my basement the other day. You know who put that on the wall? Me.
That looked really tough.
With a real hammer and a real nail. I'm a real boy.
I remarked privately to my wife after we left how good that flag looked and what effort it must have taken to hang that thing.
Thank you. See? I appreciate that. Earned my Carhartt that day.
You did. I was proud of you.
So then on Christmas Eve, Gail came over personally and like pulled Bob somewhere in the house. It sounded like a back room, how it was described. And she threatened to just straight up expose Bob if the kidnapping charges weren't dismissed. The hand job thing would come out, all that. Under that pressure, Bob and Marianne signed affidavits saying that Jan hadn't been taken by force, wasn't confined against her will, and that Robert believed he had their consent to take her.
This one pissed me off a lot too. He's choosing his own reputation over his daughter who was raped.
Yeah.
I guess what I would say about this handy leverage is the only person that is going to say this is this B guy who kidnapped a 12-year-old to marry in Mexico. Like, are they going to take his word? Right. Just say, I don't know what you're talking about. That didn't happen. Shaggy defense. Wasn't me.
Yeah. It's very simple here.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that at all. That's funny you said that because I didn't think of that at all. Like I was like going through this whole fucking thing and my wife said that. She was like, you could just say it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like who's more credible? The 12-year-old kidnapper rapist person or you?
Yeah.
The victim.
Of course.
The father of the victim.
Yes.
Who's going to have all the sympathy in the world already?
And I'm like, yeah, that's true. You could just say, no.
This guy should have been denying it to his grave. Why did you say, what are you, crazy? That didn't happen. You fucking pedo. You took my 12-year-old to Mexico. Now you're making up lies about me.
Yeah.
And said they dropped all charges.
Yeah. And sign an affidavit that he was allowed to take her to Mexico and get married to her. Like, come on, man.
It's really infuriating.
That's the part in the documentary you can kind of tell, or at least I think you can kind of tell that the FBI agent is like getting hot when he's talking about them signing this because like, no, we're not stopping the investigation.
Right. He said, he goes, we're not stopping, but we now have no witnesses.
Yeah.
We have nothing, no one to testify about anything.
They just fucked the whole case up doing that.
Yeah.
Thankfully, if like the federal judge and the FBI didn't, weren't going to just drop it.
Because he's a danger to others. He should be off the planet, this guy.
Well, you should have let me give him a Seth Rollins curb stomp.
I would be happy to. Sure.
I do a killer Seth Rollins curb stomp.
By all means, proceed.
Well, a little late. I'm a little late to the party.
Give yourself some relief.
I wasn't doing it alive yet.
Even while all of this was going on, Jan later said that Robert was still showing up in her life at night in her room talking like the mission was still active. I don't like in the documentary. It's not described as like he's breaking in the house, but I mean, somehow he's fucking there.
They were letting him in.
Were they letting him in? Did I miss that part, or was he slipping in?
It doesn't seem like he was slipping in. I don't know.
It really didn't. No.
I think it's part of the leverage kind of thing. I think he made them do whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
And they were afraid of the guy, right? Blowing up their whole life. Sure, you can come back in our house and go visit our daughter while she's asleep, the one you kidnapped and took to Mexico and married when she was 12.
Yeah, I guess this is a good time to bring that up because I had that earlier in the outline. I kind of had it out of order, but like, yeah, Dave, you go ahead and say it.
Well, just later, Bob B starts going to therapy.
B, not Bob B.
Not Bob B. And he tells this family that part of his therapy is he needs to sleep with Jan, not have sex with her, just lay in bed with her and play a pre-recorded tape.
Yes.
Right?
That like walks through a fantasy almost.
Weird
of
stuff.
like with her.
And it was recorded by this other guy, which I have questions about that guy.
Well, he was
that
a
guy-
quack. He was just a quack.
But like that dude should be investigated.
Some wacky therapist. Yeah. So they would for like 6 months, he would come into Jan's room while she was sleeping and lay in bed with her.
4 days a week.
4 days a week for 6 months. They allowed this to happen.
At this point, yeah.
After all this.
And I think, was this also the part where they said that when he was doing this, he would sometimes still give her meds, her allergy meds, so that she would be like out cold.
Vitamins. They framed it as vitamins now. Yeah.
She would be out cold while he's listening to this almost erotic tape. And we all know what the fuck he was doing. He wasn't just laying there.
Well, I think he was still raping her.
Yeah.
The whole time.
I'm just saying it wasn't, they don't know because she was unconscious and the family was just letting it happen.
Like, I just cannot wrap my mind around that. Like Bob and Mary Ann being in their bed for the night. Like, all right, we're going to go sleep.
All right. See you, B.
How do you
Call him
not
Brother B too?
Brother B? Like, how do you not rip his fucking eyeballs out of his head the next time you see him?
I don't know, man.
Let alone all of this.
This guy would have been at the bottom of a river if this was me, and no one would have ever seen him again.
Yeah.
Then this is like the easiest story to say that to. Like sometimes people could be like, "Oh, you're just talking shit," and whatever. But like, no, like this wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I'm not.
It was just, it just wouldn't happen.
And again, like you said, Ian, like I'm just having a hard time connecting with the family on this. Jan is obviously just a victim who was raped, and went through hell. But like the parents, you're just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, you can call them victims on some level, and this might sound like victim blaming, but they're co-conspirators as far as I'm concerned.
Like, if at this point, how can you be allowed to raise kids when you're putting your kids in this situation?
Your other kids are in danger. I agree. I mean, when you look at it that angle, then yeah, maybe you should have been at risk of losing your kids because this is outrageous behavior. I don't care about your hand jobs. Like, you should lose your kids because of this.
I don't give a fuck about the hand job.
Jerk off whoever you want, man.
Yeah.
Just makes for an awesome meme. But you're
it gives us a funny joke, man.
Yeah, but fuck, what are you doing?
You are knowingly putting your kids in danger. And I can't buy that you're not knowingly.
Yeah. No, yeah.
For what purpose?
Because he said he needs therapy and he has to sleep in your 12-year-old daughter's bed with her?
Well, yeah, he said he was raped by his aunt when he was 4 years old. That's what B told him.
Yeah. Okay, well.
That's what he said.
Right.
Yeah.
But again,
that was like his therapy. That was part of his therapy or like something that he found out in therapy or something.
Therapy is what he said he needed, but they're also doing it so that Bob can protect his own reputation.
Yes, that's part of it, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's some blurred lines in there with the threats and all that stuff. Sure, but the kid has to come first.
It
just has to.
Absolutely, right? Like you would think that would be the case.
Come on.
Yeah, the sleeping in bed for, I don't know, man. It's crazy. I think I said flabbergasted. Was the word I used.
Just kill the guy. Like, you should just kill the guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is flabbergasted the first time we've used that word on the show in 7 years?
Maybe.
It's very fitting.
Yeah.
I feel like my heart pounding now. Like I'm getting all worked up over this shit. I want to go fight somebody. You're going to see videos of me on TMZ like you're seeing Shia LaBeouf. Hopefully mine ends better than his.
I saw that on Reddit during the last pee break, man. He got fucked up.
Yeah, dude, they beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
It must have been after he assaulted the bartenders.
Yeah.
Because he still got charged. But what I saw was him in the street just getting fucking wailed on.
The dude in the Chicago Bulls hat fucked him up, man.
Was that the big dude that was standing over him?
Yeah.
And then that other guy comes chirping in a bunch.
Dumbass.
Yeah, he got fucking tore up. I'll do better than that.
What do you mean?
Well, I won't lose the fight
Oh, okay.
against whoever I pick a fight with. All right. I'm gonna go find Joe. What's Joe up to? Like, hey Joe, you want to fight? You don't know me. I got beef with you,
Joe. I'm getting scratchers. Leave me alone.
Yeah, winner gets a carton of Marlboro Reds. I better not say that. He'll fuck me up then. He'll go fucking Incredible Hulk. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. February can certainly be rough. Shorter days, colder weather, and let's not forget all the mushy relationship talk around the 14th. Though it's the shortest month, it can certainly feel like the longest to get through. Especially if you feel like everyone around you has their love lives together and you're feeling stuck and left behind. So this February, whether you're married, dating, or single, try to focus less on the flowers and chocolates and more on finding your way, because improving your mental health will improve all aspects of your life. An imperfect love life is not uncommon. In some way, shape, or form, everyone is still figuring things out and either working to improve the relationship they're in or finding a relationship that best fulfills their life. Therapy can be a great way to strengthen your relationship or even strengthen yourself to help you become the best version of you. BetterHelp has been helping people find their match for over 12 years, having served over 5 million people globally, and has a 4.9 out of 5 rating with 1.7 million client session reviews. If you're looking for quality, BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform. After filling out a brief questionnaire, you'll be matched with a therapist that is tailored to fulfill your needs. And it's convenient, too. You can join with a therapist at the click of a button, helping fit therapy into your busy life. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from one of their recommendations. This February, find your way with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/necro. That's betterhelp.com/necro.
Jan also started getting love letters from Robert saying stuff like, quote, "Be brave, do everything right, and don't give up hope. Forever be." She also described getting messages that told her where to go and when, like being told to show up at a specific phone booth at a specific time so he could call with instructions. And that's more of the alien, like the conditioning with that. During the same period, Marianne said Robert was calling her constantly too. She said that she heard from him every day and he would call her and tell her how much he loved her, how much he wanted her in his life. She kept asking him why he married Jan, and he just kept telling her that if she came and talked with him in person, that he would, give her all the details.
Oh, okay. I'll be right over, B.
They play some of those audio, the phone calls, and it's just insane how she talks to him.
Oh, hi, B.
It's insane how she talks about him in the documentary.
Yeah.
Like she's smiling and stuff. Like
I loved them.
she's very smitten with Brother B.
Like alluding to how he's better than Bob and more charismatic, I think was the word.
He raped your 12-year-old kid, lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's flabbergasted. Flabbergasted.
So Marianne went. She went to the motorhome after he got off work. They sat and talked. Robert told her that he loved her over and over. He told her that she needed to get divorced and come live with him. Just like before, Robert pushed it until it became a physical affair. Like this time, now they're fucking. It's not just necking, right? Is that what she said?
She said necking, which is just the fucking hillbilly word. Now they're fucking. And she said in the documentary, I think it was like an 8-month affair, I was in love with him.
Yeah.
And the only reason he was doing this is to get her to move in so he could have the kid living with him. That's the whole reason behind all of it.
I have no more words.
Yeah.
It's just the meme. It's unreal. Unreal. And she admits all of this years and years after the fact in this fucking documentary.
I know. I wonder if that documentary just didn't play the way that they thought it would or something. You know, like, I just don't know why you would make that documentary and tell the world this story.
If I was either parent, if either parent, I'm like, no, I'm not making this. Like, this
She wrote the book, though. She's the one that brought all this out.
Yeah, no.
That's true.
But once she started fucking Brother B, the Broberg marriage just fell apart because Robert called the house and told Bob, like, I just fucked your wife.
Yeah.
I just told him. So then Bob said that he went to his bishop a bunch of times for advice.
I would do too. Sure.
He didn't go to see Robert with a baseball bat. He went to his fucking bishop.
Right.
And then he filed for divorce eventually. Then papers were served ordering Marianne to leave the home because she was endangering the girls. So she was the one that was pushed out of the house. Which, finally did something. That's a step in the right direction. Robert tried to use that moment too. While Marianne was out of the house, he kept calling her and telling her that she should go on the offense. You know, he pushed her to get a lawyer, file charges against Bob, and fight for the kids by claiming Bob was gay. Again, with that whole, like, you know, get the kids taken off you shit. Marianne said that she told him it wasn't true. And instead of taking Robert's advice, she went to an attorney, and the attorney told her that she needed to get away from Robert, which that is the most fucking common sense thing.
Who could have known?
Yeah. After that meeting with this lawyer, Marianne went back home, and Bob said that he agreed to try again. But this time, Robert had to be done. No more Robert. In June 1976, Robert pled guilty to felony kidnapping charges. By that point, he had already been hauled back to the United States, put in front of a grand jury, and indicted. But the case dragged on for a while. Months and months went, and
There's no witnesses anymore.
right. And he was just out, you know, in the world doing his thing. Like we said, he's fucking sleeping in the bed and all this shit. When a plea finally happened, the sentence, it sounds crazy because it just kind of gets whittled down in layers. The judge handed down a 5-year sentence, then cut it down to 45 days.
Oh.
From there, Robert got credit for time served that he'd already spent locked up in Mexico. And then he got what has been reported, or at least what I read online, considered the standard good behavior credit that they gave people in custody at that time. So after all that math, the 45 days turned into about 10 days actually served.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's that.
That summer, Robert bought what was described as a family fun center in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's like we have a thing here called Swings and Things, where it's just like little carnival ride kind of things, arcade, shit like that.
Arcade, batting cages, go-karts.
Yeah.
Like the boat things.
The little boat, like bumper car boat types. Yeah. I think is there laser tag?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah, those places are cool.
Mm-hmm.
So Jan found out about this, right? And she is still fully in that alien, in that timeline, or in that thread of thinking. So,
because if she doesn't do this by the time she's 16, her sister gets taken. Like, what kind of pressure? What kind of mind fuck is that?
So she became obsessed with going out there. She wanted to go work for the summer. Jan begged, threw a temper tantrum, how it's described, kind of stuff. but Mary Ann said no. Jan's,
Okay, good. Good job, Marianne.
Jan's behavior escalated. Mary Ann described it like Jan became someone completely different, fighting with her sisters, making life miserable. It was a very irritating comment she made in the documentary when she said that Jan was making their lives miserable. Like, really?
Yeah, let's see.
Was it as miserable as you fucking and falling in love with your daughter's rapist?
Yeah, exactly.
Mary Ann, that is what I would like to know.
Then Robert called Mary Ann and straight up told her that Jan was coming to Jackson Hole. He said that if they didn't let her come, she was going to start hitchhiking. Mary Ann panicked. That's her word. She panicked. And she put Jan on a plane and sent her to Jackson Hole.
Well, I mean, what else would you do, I guess?
Bob said he was furious.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Was
bet he was.
I was trying to think if I should give Bob credit at this point. I mean, I guess so. He was mad. That's at least the right reaction for once.
He seems to get it.
He's getting
At
it
this
now.
point?
Yeah.
But there are phone calls later between that they had audio of Bob and B, and he's like, "Do you still want to marry my daughter Jan?" and weird stuff. I don't even know how you can have a conversation like that.
Right.
No, yeah. Bob, it seemed like, was so broken about that hand job that was it. Like, B, Robert, whatever, had him just by the balls forever then after that.
Because of that threat, sure. All right, she's in Jackson Hole now with her rapist. Mm-hmm. What good could come of this?
Well, once she was out there, the mission continued. Robert kept sexually abusing her and kept the whole alien thing going. He told Jan that he and Gail were getting a divorce and that now he and Jan could finally get married. Jan said that she was completely convinced that she was in love with him. You can hear audio of that. That audio is really kind of disturbing, hearing a little girl talk about him like that.
Oh, yeah.
Mary Ann wanted Jan back and like kept pushing for her to come back, which I don't know. You shouldn't have just put her on the plane then.
Yeah.
Then we wouldn't talk about this. But after about 2 weeks of being out there, Robert put Jan on a plane and flew her home. Jan threw a fit and said that she would rather kill herself than go back home, but she was still put on a plane to go home anyway. She was sent to Salt Lake, and Mary Ann went and picked Jan up. This wasn't Robert sending her home like he was done with this whole thing. He kept calling Mary Ann and threatening her. He told her he was going to have Jan no matter what, and they would never see her again. At one point, he's like, "Well, I'll take her to the jungles of Africa. I'll take her to South America. You'll never find us."
I would chop this motherfucker into so many pieces you would never find him.
Yeah. How do you think the FBI agent reacted when he found out Mary Ann put her on a plane to Jackson Hole? He's like, "Wait, you did what?"
Yeah. No words.
What now?
What's this?
Then it's a flip for us, right? Like, you have law enforcement here really doing a good job trying to, and there's the family's not cooperating.
Yeah, you're sending her back to him.
That FBI agent or the lead detective was a badass. He was good.
Yep. He was on it.
He wanted B to fucking fry for this. But when the family's saying, no, it's fine, signing affidavits.
Yep.
On the night of August 10th, 1976, Jan had only been home a few weeks. Mary Ann was watching TV. Everyone else went to bed. Jan came walking down the hall, looked at her, and Mary Ann asked Jan to come in and talk, tell her why she was so mad, which I could, like, there's a lot of reasons why I'm mad, Mom. What the fuck are you talking about? But Jan said no and went back to her room. Mary Ann went to sleep. And the next morning, Jan didn't come up from her bedroom. Bob went downstairs in the morning and found a note. It started, quote, "Dear Bob and Mary Ann, you won't let me do what's right, so I'll do what's wrong." And then the rest of it, Jan wrote how she was leaving and didn't plan on coming back until they accepted her and B. She wrote that she couldn't accept their religion and their morals, that she just wanted to be herself and be with B. She signed it Jan. In the documentary, Marianne and the sisters, they say that it sounds like someone else was writing it. Like maybe he wrote it for her. Jan later described the moment of leaving that night. It wasn't very dramatic or anything. She said she opened her bedroom window and Robert was outside waiting. He helped her out and she got into his car. It was a Lincoln Continental and they drove off.
Like, that's why he sent her home on the plane, for plausible deniability to do this plan a couple days later or a couple weeks later or whatever.
Yeah.
Certainly sounds like it. And then just the casual call. Oh, she called me. I was worried. She said she took off.
Yeah.
Later that afternoon, Marianne said it was later in the day. Robert called and tried to control the story right out of the gate. He told her Jan had called him and said that she had, quote, run away from home. He said that Jan, quote, would not tell him where she was, and he played it like he was just as shocked and as worried as they were. Like, he's this family friend, this member of the family getting pulled back into the same thing.
These are the phone calls that they play, and she's just treating Brother B like an old friend.
Yeah. For the first few days, the Brobergs didn't tell people Jan was missing. They told people she was with her grandmother. Marianne said that they were scared the word would get out that she was gone again, kidnapped again, and they didn't want that in the public.
Okay.
These fucking people, man.
They waited nearly 2 weeks before they called the FBI and told them Jan was missing for a second time. It just seems like this time everybody's done with it. Like, the hand job story's coming out. Like,
Yeah.
there's no explaining this away this time.
Yeah. I think we got a quote from the FBI agent.
Are you trying to drive me crazy?
This is so frustrating. They waited 2 weeks.
I know.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Flabbergasted, right? That's such a long time. 24 hours would feel like a fucking lifetime.
Right.
So when investigators talked to Robert, he played the same role that he played the first time. Like when he called, to see how everyone was doing, very concerned, brokenhearted, like he was on the parents' side. He kept pushing this whole thing like, oh, somebody's got to find her. You better catch her. He also said that she called him and like she said that she was making her money hard. Like he made it sound like she was like a sex worker.
Yeah, so odd.
Yeah. And the FBI agent that we've been talking about tonight, Pete Welsh, he didn't buy a single fucking word of any of this.
Good.
Stuff,
Yeah, because he's good at what he does, and he's rational.
Right. He just knew that Robert was involved in this, right? I mean, he fucking kidnapped her once before. It doesn't...
Yeah.
And yet he's still in their lives.
So 3 weeks into Jan being gone for the second time, Robert started his short jail sentence connected to the first kidnapping. That was the 10 days that he served. When he got out, he moved to Salt Lake City and was living out of his motorhome. At the same time, he stayed in contact with the Brobergs. He kept calling. Marianne said he would cry on the phone, and investigators told her to keep taking the calls. The FBI put recording equipment on the Brobergs' phone so they could record everything and hopefully trace something. The FBI was able to track down Robert's motorhome. It sounded like they were just going kind of like lot to lot, just looking for it, and eventually found it. It took them a little bit.
Good for them.
But once they found it, they staked it out and set up surveillance on the motorhome around the clock and kept eyes on it day after day, waiting for Robert to slip. Because at some point, like, they know he has her, so he's got to contact her at one point. Before Robert went to jail, he had already placed Jan in a Catholic girls' boarding school in Pasadena, California. He enrolled her under the name Jan Tobler, or Tobler, I don't know how it's pronounced. But when the staff asked questions, he told them that Jan was his daughter, and he told a CIA story to shut everything down. Like, I'm the CIA. You can't fucking ask me questions.
Whatever.
Jan later said that Robert told the nuns, like I said, he was a CIA agent, that he and his daughter had escaped from Lebanon during the Lebanon crisis, and her mother had been killed. Investigators kept Robert under surveillance for several weeks, watching where he went, who he talked to. One day they watched him stop at a Husky's gas station in Salt Lake City and use a payphone. FBI agent Walsh later said that Robert was on the phone for about 10 to 12 minutes. After the call, he walked away and left the phone directory open with a number written down on the page. So they copied it and traced it. And when they called the number, that led to the Catholic girls' school in Pasadena.
Well, okay.
Unbelievable.
When they called the school and asked for Jan Broberg, the staff, they said they didn't have anybody by that name, but as the FBI explained everything and the school went through their records, they found her under the name Janice Tobler or Tobler.
It was Toblerone.
That's what I kept thinking of, but I didn't want to say that. Our fucking fat asses over here. Now we all want candy bars.
I keep seeing the Toblerone thing in my mind every time he says it.
This is a delightful candy.
Once they had that, the FBI moved fast. A police officer from Pocatello flew down to Pasadena and took custody of Jan. Jan later described being forced into the plane, and then when she got back to Idaho, she said that she was fingerprinted and taken to jail before she was finally brought home. And Robert was arrested the next day for a federal parole violation.
Good.
Good on you, Agent Welsh.
He's talking about like how the family was supposed to stay away from him. He's like, they did not do that. The way he said that they did not, man.
You feel his pain.
I know, like the anger.
The years he put into this case. And he's like, of course, I get the one case where the family just doesn't want to work with me. Ugh, I want to buy that guy a beer.
After Jan came home for a second time, she was described as distant and hollow. She tried to go back to, the normal routines of life, like going to school, stuff like that. But her head was still fully on this mission and this fear of aliens watching her. And, she has to have this baby by the time she's 16 or her family is going to pay for it.
Of course, yeah. She's fucked up, understandably.
Around this time, Bob's flower shop burned down because that's what Bob's job was.
Oh, yeah, he was a florist.
Yeah. Jan later said at that time she took it as punishment. Like this happened because she hadn't done what she was supposed to do. Later on, investigators determined that this fire was absolutely not random. The story that came out was that two men Robert met in jail set the fire, like he set them up to do it. These two guys later pled guilty. I mean, we know Robert was, that he did this, but it never turned into anything that they could actually like try him and charge him with something.
In the documentary, it said that he had offered to pay them $1,000 a month for the rest of their lives if they did it.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah. Which is also weird
I missed that part.
that they said that, but then they never get into like, well, where did that come from? Where did this information material? Like somehow this came out of something, but yeah, that was it.
Yeah, it's hard to cover everything.
Getting close to the summer, Jan turned 16. She was living, still with the whole mission thing. She wanted to go to a 5-week drama camp in. Just go ahead and push the button.
Where was that camp?
Brigham Young. Yeah. Brigham Young. Brigham Young. University. Brigham Young. The family kind of was hesitant, but they let her go. While she was there, she was in a play with a boy who liked her, and she knew he liked her. One day, he bought her ice cream, and just like that small little thing flipped a switch in her head, and she immediately thought something horrible was going to happen. She ran back to her dorm upset, and then her mom called and mentioned it almost in passing that the family's dog was having a bad day and that she thought she'd fed them something that upset their stomachs. And Jan took that as punishment starting. Like these aliens were starting to hit her family because she was stepping outside the rules with this other boy. The next morning, Marianne called again and told Jan that the dogs were fine. And Jan said that she had a quick moment where she, where it just clicked for her that the dogs are fine, her sisters are fine. Is this real? But
yeah. Everything's not going to plan.
right.
Everybody's okay.
She's still like fully not out of it. But then once her birthday came and went and everybody was still there and nothing happened, then it's done, right? You start to realize that this wasn't
Coming out of it.
Well, and that's probably when the trauma starts, right? Like when
The realization
Yeah.
hits you, sure.
she just gradually told people. She started with her best friend and kind of went down the line with her family, gradually telling everybody what happened. On the legal side, Robert faced new charges after the second kidnapping, including first-degree kidnapping and impersonating a CIA agent. The fire at Bob's flower shop was there too, but like we said before, they couldn't like actually charge him with anything for that. Getting into Bob's defense,
B.
B's defense, brother B.
nobody here is at Bob's defense.
You need some relief.
Can you give me some relief?
In court filings, Robert's defense said that they were going to rely on a, quote, mental defect defense.
Everyone in this story is a mental defect, except this
Not Jan.
poor little
Not Jan.
girl.
Yeah.
Every adult in here is mentally defective.
That includes you, Joe, and Gail.
All of you across the board.
Gail with an I.
Yeah, the kids are the only ones.
Yeah, and
Jan
Pete,
and her sister.
and Pete Welsh.
And
Yeah,
Pete.
Pete.
Yeah. Yep. 4 people.
That's it.
This is the only story where the unlikables outweigh the likables.
Yes, everyone. Horrible.
I'm trying to think of another story where maybe that's true, but I can't think of it.
The
Probably a cult.
FLDS stuff.
A cult, the cult stories, maybe. So that's a cult one.
The goal was here, right, is instead of the case going to a full trial with the jury deciding it, like his lawyers pushed to have a judge just acquit him on this mental defect. And the state didn't fight it. The result was he avoided a real kidnapping conviction again. And instead of prison time, the punishment turned into a brief stint in jail in a court-ordered mental health commitment. In all, about 19 days in jail and about 5 months in a mental facility.
Obscene.
What the fuck was the state doing there? Trying to not lose their down payment on a vacation when the trial was going to happen?
Exactly.
These stories are so weird when you read this because there's people that get slammed for fucking having some weed on
Yeah,
them. Like
exactly
dumb shit.
right.
And then this guy's just walking out.
Raping.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's people in jail for joints and this fuck stick. Yep. 100%.
I've never been in jail for joints, but that's because I don't do drugs. Straight edge since day one.
Day one.
40 years drug free.
My mom's gave me Tylenol. I spit that shit out. I'm drug free.
Yep. Well, I mean, come on. Vicodin doesn't count.
I don't like Vicodin. They don't really do anything.
I don't think I've actually ever had a Vicodin.
In my experience. No effect. Not my choice. Not my drug of choice.
Yeah, they're no good.
But well established on the show is Xanax and a red wine breakfast. Percocet. Percocet and red wine. Your day's starting off just fine.
You are going to have a good day.
Well, until about noon, and then you're going to sleep pretty hard.
Well, and you wake up and do it again. That's a rinse and repeat breakfast, sir. You can do it 3 times that day.
Robert didn't disappear after that. Years later, another survivor came forward. I think in the documentary, they say 6 survivors in total, I think is what she said.
That sounds right, yeah.
But one of the survivors that came over described him as using basically the same pattern again. This woman's name was Heidi Brewer. She later said that she had met Robert in 1978 when she was 9 years old. She said her mom was a single parent who got connected to him through a business deal, and Robert came over like a salesman, like a business associate kind of thing, or coworker or whatever. Heidi said that she was shy and didn't talk much, but he clicked with her mom fast. Within a couple months, she said that they moved from Texas to Utah, which was much closer to where Robert lived. Heidi said that Robert slid into like that dad role. He said that she called him Bob or sometimes Dad, and she said he acted like a father figure in public while keeping a private secret to their relationship. I mean, we know where this is going, right?
We do. I'm not sure Bob and Marianne would see this coming.
Yeah, right. She also said that he tried to do the whole alien thing on her at one point. She described being in the car while he played a recorded alien voice that told her she should listen to him and do what he said. Heidi said that she could tell that he was the one doing it. Like she wasn't buying the alien thing, but
Oh, so Heidi wasn't Mormon.
right, yeah. She's like,
It's from Texas. He's like, this doesn't play in Texas.
Heidi said that she didn't fully realize like what was going on, like what Robert was doing to her until like she was around 12 or 13 when she noticed like started seeing other friends' relationships with their dads.
Which is understandable. She's a little kid. She's being preyed on. She doesn't know that.
Yeah. She said that it finally broke open when she was about 17 years old and started dating a boy her age. She said Robert got mad about it, and that was when she told her mom what had been going on. And Heidi said her mom's first response was, quote, "I suspected that."
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Another one.
Yeah. I'm going to be curb stomping so many people at the end of this thing.
Robert did do a year in prison for that.
No.
But only a year.
That's great.
Just slap on the wrist for this guy.
Time after time after time.
It's crazy.
You know, like in medieval times, the executioner was, I don't know, held a place of respect in society, I guess. The person that got rid of
Like us when we walk around town here.
criminals. Exactly.
More they respect us.
If they were hiring for a person to personally, with their bare hands, strangle men like this who abuse little girls, I would be the first in line to apply for this job. And I would love every second of my job every day of the week.
I picture Homer Simpson when he's strangling Bart.
These people infuriate me, and I would love nothing more than to snuff each and every one of them out of this fucking world on a daily basis. So,
Well, and it makes it worse when this guy just keeps getting away with it. And these parents are so nonchalant about it.
unbelievable.
This is my problem with that whole conversation about like, what do you do with these people? Like when they have like halfway houses and stuff. Like, I don't know.
Look,
man.
it's a nuanced conversation on many levels. I understand, but someone,
I mean,
like
I know
this man needs to be executed. This guy does not need to be on a planet.
Well, for starters, how about we put him in jail for a couple decades?
That would be
Because that hasn't even happened.
Yeah,
that would be a good starting point. I would agree. I would agree with you. But there doesn't need to be a scenario where he gets out of jail and can do this again. Like this guy doesn't
Absolutely.
deserve to exist any longer.
I agree 100% that he does not need to be walking around anywhere free.
it falls into that area for me, just my personal beliefs. Like if you fuck up someone's life, if you do something that will alter someone's life like that forever, then you're done, man. You have done something equal, and just how I kind of see it, like you have equally done something as bad as murder, my opinion.
I agree.
Like you changed the trajectory of all kind of people's
Absolutely.
lives. So.
I would have no problem killing this person on the spot. None. None. I would
Just make sure you're authorized for that first.
I would have no moral issues with executing this person. None. I just wouldn't.
You talking about Marianne?
No.
Oh, B.
It's a complicated scenario on top of all this, but yeah. Look, I think just some people are dumb. We've had this discussion before. Some people are dumb and easily manipulated. I don't think that they're terrible people. I think that they're morons. I don't think that they purposefully tried to hurt their daughter. I think they're dumb people.
Yeah.
I think they're probably 70 IQ people and, easily to manipulate. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they intentionally did anything.
I think they're like the point you brought up earlier, Dave, though, that there probably should be some conversation about charges against them. Potentially.
Probably.
For letting him sleep in the bed after the first kidnapping and shit.
Or at least not being allowed to raise children because you clearly can't keep them safe.
Yeah, like you fucked up.
Yeah.
In a big way.
They're dumb, and at some point they were a victim. Yeah, I'll walk that back a little bit. They're very dumb people. Maybe they were victims initially and were taken advantage of, but at some point you have to take responsibility, and you're endangering your kid. And I don't care how dumb you are. That's just, you're breaking the law now.
Yeah.
Dave doesn't care how dumb you are. He'll execute you. I still just think of Homer Simpson just wringing Bart's neck. Their tongues sticking out. just ragdolling them around.
I stand by that.
So Jan grew up. She was able to go to school and live a normal life,
Look, for every Jan, there's also 10 girls that committed suicide because of, scumbags like this.
Oh, yeah.
Good on Jan, but
yeah.
It doesn't always turn out this way.
She seems to be pretty well adjusted.
Yeah.
Well spoken, and I think she's doing activism now for kids who've been, or women maybe who've been sexually abused, kids who have been raped.
Yeah. It does kind of suck for that stuff that she was doing, because I feel like you just kind of get lost in the parents' antics.
Yeah. But it's the way the documentary was portrayed. The documentary knew exactly what it was doing, right? Like with just the way they projected the antics and made it like one thing after another. So when you watch it, that's,
I don't think the parents knew that when they were filming it, but yeah. I think
no,
the producers
probably
did, sure.
not. But then again, when have they ever shown they made smart decisions?
Yeah. There's a lot of editing too that goes on and stuff like that. But it makes it a what the fuck documentary kind of thing. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? And it blows it up. Yeah.
Did they ever come out after the fact about like their thoughts on the documentary?
The producers?
Or the family or
The
anybody
family?
and say like we were misrepresented or,
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Because if they're not, then were they that upset by it?
truth.
Because
Maybe that was their, their form of self-penance, like putting it all out in the world, acknowledging the mistakes they made.
wow.
Like, sorry, we're dopey people and this is what we allowed to happen. And their daughter seems to have forgiven them.
And
I don't think she saw any malice in their actions. And
there was a few times throughout it where Bob breaks down to where you almost feel like, oh, he gets that he fucked up a lot.
oh yeah, clearly.
I don't recall that from Mary Ann in the documentary.
Not a single time.
No, but
She's like,
More matter of factly, he was clearly distraught at some of the choices and decisions he had made during the course of this. Yeah.
I felt very bad when Bob started crying. Like, he made terrible fucking decisions. But yeah, I felt bad for him.
Because that's your daughter. You let that happen to his daughter. And you
Right.
try to put yourself in that situation and you let that happen. Like, of course
then
he
you-
feels bad.
like we said, you can't put yourself in that situation,
Well, sure.
right? Like
Yeah.
as soon as you think about what B is doing, you want to fucking strangle him.
I would have.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I'm not talking hyperbole. I absolutely would have killed that person. There's no doubt in my mind.
I'm not saying
I would have killed him.
You don't need to implicate yourself here tonight.
I'm just telling
saying.
you, that I would have killed that man.
If a sex offender ends up getting killed in Medina, everyone's now going to look at Dave.
I don't care. I said,
Well, I do. I fucking make money talking to you, pal. I need you around. I don't think the prison system's going to let us come on in twice a week and talk to you on a podcast.
I'm not talking vigilante, kitty fuckers out there. I'm saying if I was in that situation, that was me, that person would have been unalived by my hands.
I get it. No, I totally agree.
And the jury would have let me off with involuntary manslaughter.
No, they wouldn't have because you wouldn't have taken a jury trial.
Well,
You would
true,
have.
too.
You would have gotten a.
That's
a
the
right-
time to take a jury trial with a sympathetic jury of your peers.
You don't
Yeah,
think
for real.
But you don't think you could just get one judge to be sent? If that judge is a parent, I think that's ball game.
All you need is one juror to sympathize with you. 1 out of 12.
Yeah.
You need the judge 1 out of 1. Better odds.
I still like the judge route on that one though too.
not for this scenario. I don't like the judge. Most of the time, I do. For this one, I think you can emotionally manipulate the jury. So I would go with the jury.
Yeah, the judge might just be like by the books on that one.
That's it.
You mean like all these judges were?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd clearly be guilty in this scenario, so you need a juror to give you a little assist.
Looking online here, Vanity Fair has a couple articles, and People.com has some articles about like the response from the family, like how they felt about it. Jan told Vanity Fair that she felt like she, quote, allowed her parents, my parents' legacy to be soiled.
Yeah.
And that it was, quote, shockingly hard to see people not get how manipulated the whole family was.
I understand.
In People, she also pushed back on blaming her parents. She said, quote, my parents are victims also.
I understand that sentiment. I'm sure that's exactly how she feels.
It's just, I just don't see how you present this to the general public and not have this reaction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
I feel like they were ill-advised by somebody to participate in all this.
They should have got final cut on this maybe before they agreed to do it.
Yeah.
Because of course, your parents are not going to be portrayed in the greatest of light.
No. And like her mom wrote a book in October 2003. It's called Stolen Innocence. But like I had never heard, like the book, it didn't seem like it did well or anything like that. You know,
I never heard of it.
So we didn't know about anything really until the documentary came out.
I really struggle to feel bad at all for the parents. He raped your daughter and then you let him sleep in bed with her for 6 months.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're pieces of shit.
Yeah, you feel bad watching the guy because he's an old man crying and he's regretful and all. But yeah, when you take it as a whole like that, it's hard to feel bad for him.
I feel bad for the kid who's getting raped.
Yep. One of the craziest things about this whole documentary is that this fucking B guy ended up suing them for the book, right? There's a video of him in court sitting 6 feet away from Jan, you know, around the time the book came out, suing them for what, lying in the book? Is that what it was?
Yeah, like saying that wasn't.
The balls on this fucking
He said,
guy.
the whole thing was a lie, right?
Yeah.
That's what he was playing it off as.
And she said that she felt like he just wanted to see her again, like be close up to her again was the only reason for it. But like, yeah, he was showing up to like book signings and stuff, trying to harass her. She ended up getting the Bikers Against Child Abuse to come out there and like kind of like patrol and keep him away. But Robert showed up anyway.
That probably went well.
Yeah. He walked up to a volunteer named Les Watson and asked him to hand out papers at the event. This Robert did it. Watson said he asked to see the papers first, and at that point, B threatened him. Watson walked away, and that's when Robert got into a white minivan and drove into this guy, ran him over. Watson said he got hit in his knee, flipped him onto the hood, and dragged him for a little bit before Robert took off. A witness got the license plate number, and police found Robert at a McDonald's and arrested him. Robert was booked into the Washington County Jail on charges that included simple assault, criminal trespassing, and disorderly conduct. Robert later claimed that he hadn't meant to run this guy over. He said that Watson jumped onto the minivan as he tried to leave.
Yeah, sounds right.
The way Joe tells it in the documentary is that this guy jumped onto the car. They all jumped on to try to get him.
Yeah.
Just kind of skips over that he I think he did say he tried to run him over and then they jumped on and were holding on.
Well, sure, yeah.
Yeah. In between his puffs of his non-filter, he led us to believe a little bit differently.
This guy's got balls, man. You interact with just the wrong person that is like for real, like I will fucking kill you, you know?
Yeah.
These bikers should have chained him to the back of one of their bikes and then just took off down the highway. Just let him flop around for a while.
Now you
Okay.
sound like us, man. We're
I get behind
converting
that.
Well, look, if it's vigilante justice, that's fine. When it's the state killing people, I have a problem with it.
Well, this guy killed himself, right? Waiting for trial, whatever. They
Yeah,
let
he-
him out and he killed himself.
Yeah, he mixed a bunch of his heart medication with booze and stuff, and then killed
Whatever.
himself.
Coward.
That was on November 11th, 2005. He killed himself.
Good. Scumbag.
Yeah, he was found guilty, so yeah, he just
Got off easier than he deserved.
refused to go to prison.
He deserved to go into Sarlacc in Star Wars and be digested for 1,000 years.
What's that? What's that look like?
No, you're thinking of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Taint.
That pit in with Jabba the Hutt's pit.
Oh, okay.
And you fall in there and you get digested for 1,000 years.
All right.
Yeah.
That sounds unpleasant. Any final thoughts on this one? Anything else?
Bob died too, right?
Yeah.
A couple years ago. Is Mary Ann still alive?
Let's see.
Can you give me some relief?
Rest easy, Bob. Rest easy.
I don't think I played this clip I pulled earlier too.
He had such an effervescent, wonderful personality.
Okay, buddy. Did the guy that raped your daughter, effervescent? Okay.
Ian, anything else on your end?
Both parents have passed away. Oh, shit. Mary Ann died December 31st, 2025.
No. I feel bad roasting the parents because I know what Jan means. Like, it's got to be terrible for her to, the aftermath of the documentary when roasting her parents because of
That's
fucking fucked up they were and all. But I get that, so that part makes me feel bad. But I'm gonna roast them anyway. But
Yeah, I don't feel bad.
I feel bad for her.
yeah.
For
Not
her,
for them.
awful. Yeah, she's the victim here.
It's just another level of pain inflicted on her because of their actions that she has to feel bad about.
Yeah.
Because people feel bad because it's your parents, and yeah, it's not her fault. What a fucked up story, man.
Very weird.
Did give rise to one of the greatest memes of all time, but other than that,
I think I use it all the time. All the time. At least once a week.
I sent that to a group text of my friends one time. They have no idea what that was. I'm like, you guys don't know what this is, do
Yeah, that would be interesting. Like if you didn't know what it was.
Right. Fucking nerds. Get with the program.
Don't you guys Netflix and chill? Come on.
Exactly. Do you know who B is? The effervescent personality.
Anything else on your end?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, Dave, what do you got for us on Patreon?
I do have some new patrons. Thank you, new patrons. Rianne, Ryan Arsenault, Kelly Nettles, Amanda Simmons, Annie Elaine, Jody, Rebecca Zwanzig, Jordan, John Girdlestone, Sabrina Sebastiani, V. That's like B, but V.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not a rapist.
Cameron, Jocelyn Hunter, M. Grice, Fungi Nick. Like, not fun guy, fungi, like mushroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's out infecting people. Marvel Havoc, Missy Chrissy, Evan Bailey, Cameron Cookman, Ben Smart, Chris Kudella. I have Herbies, not herpes, Herbies. My bro gifts me a sub only for paranormal erotica. Okay, well, that's a good reason to say, sir. Ma'am or sir. Mike peed in my butt in college and I got pregnant. Doesn't seem possible, but
Nope.
anything.
We'll go to court if you want on that.
Justin Buzzard, Raggle Dagler, David Politis, Sopping Wet Poon Broom.
Oh, his mustache. Is that a poon broom? I've never heard that before.
Never heard that.
If anyone's got a poon broom, it's him. That thing fucks.
There's bits of DNA left over in that thing at the end of the night.
Oh, I just want to smell a stash.
S. Ryan, Natalie Parsons, Tiffany Reed, Jackson, asking Alexandria how far she can squirt.
That's offensive.
John Raramy, booty hole cubed. For some reason, I don't have the clip on soundboard loaded up, so. Booty hole, booty hole, booty hole.
Live presentation. How's the music go?
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
What was her name? Booty hole cubed.
Yeah, John Raramy, and then parentheses, booty hole cubed. Booty hole times 3.
Which is not actually saying it, so technically he should not be here.
Brendan Dunn, Sarah, Brian Hunter, Jacob Jensen, and Deja Boo. Thank you, new patrons. That's it.
Okay. Ian, what do you got?
On Patreon, we just did Paranormal Erotica 10. 10.
10.
Yeah. All
That's
kind
a-
of stuff on there.
Long one, too. It was like 2 hours plus, maybe.
Yeah,
Close
I got
to
it
2
right
hours.
here. 2 hours and 4 minutes.
Boner alert.
That's what happens with paranormal erotica.
Yeah. I was bricked up the whole time. Yeah, that was a good one. We got a Dave's Lost Stories coming out this month.
That's true.
Yeah, that's coming up.
And Ian, you're jumping back on the YouTubes.
Yeah, I'm going to do that stream for researching the murder of Megan McDonald.
Perfect.
All kind of stuff.
All coming to patreon.com/Necronomipod this month, February 2026.
Year of our Lord.
The year of our Lord. All right, we are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Necronomipod, patreon.com/Necronomipod for all the bonus content, amazon.com, search Necronomipod for the merch, necronomipod.com.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.